So as you know that our last day of the year was 30th of December, because 31st or 1st there is no exam. And then on the 2nd of January, we again had the exam opening. So 30 on this day, we had someone scoring 760. That person is right now not joining us, but that person you must probably knowing, his name is Pratham Gaur. And on the 2nd, Jignesh scored 770. And Jignesh has had a huge battle with this exam because he once scored low marks and applied to many universities, did not get through, had a very big personal challenge, mental health, physical health, all sorts of challenges. And he overcame this. And I'll talk to him, obviously, I'll ask him. So even the Know the World sessions that he went through really, really helped him. And you can see the score report here. 2nd of January is when he wrote, and it takes a week to come. And this. And Jignesh, actually, when he shared his score report, the original address, I saw that obviously he doesn't even hail, originally doesn't even hail from some big town or metro or something. So this is really a very inspiring journey. And then when all this happened, he started sharing some things apart from this as well, and you can see what is here. So this really gives me a lot of confidence for other people, that someone like Jignesh, who had been struggling to really ace this exam, and not just this, there is some kind of a psychology that you develop, that I really want the very best for myself. I So
Definitely,
tell us
sir.
about your
Thank you so much
entire
for having me.
journey. Yeah, right, great. So Jignesh, I'd like to hear your journey, because it hasn't been a very usual, the 2-3 month, we generally say 3 mahine mein you got a score here. So it has taken you a little longer because of some of the challenges that you were facing. So I'd like to hear your entire journey, because I also do not know right now. So please tell.
So, yeah, so I attempted GMAT like way before once and got like a really low score. I mean, it was not like somewhere in the lower spectrum. And then I applied to like n number of colleges, and I was like, I got some, pretty bad advice. I would say that they said, okay, nahi ho jayega, isme ho jayega.
Mm-hmm.
And then I applied to n number of colleges. Like even the worst of the colleges that I thought that ye to le hi lenge mujhe, and
Mm-hmm.
I got rejected from every college that I applied to.
Mm-hmm.
And to all of you guys who are here, I would like to tell you, every rejection email is like 1,000 needles in your eye. Okay, it's just the most awful feeling. And so then I decided, chalo, ship pe chalte hain. I'm in merchant navy, so I went there, and then stuff happened there also. Like one of my friends died on the ship. I had an accident and I completely busted my knee. And there was all sorts of challenges that were happening
Mm-hmm.
at the time. So after that, it was like the bottom, like this is rock bottom. अब यहाँ से नीचे तो नहीं जा सकते.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like कि नप निकलना तो है, कुछ करना है. So then I came across your course. Someone
Mm-hmm.
suggested me top 1% is a very good course you can do for GMAT. Then I joined your course, and after that, like I was really like taken aback by the methods, because जो पहले diagnostic classes भी हैं, जो first RC session जो होता है, when you talk about octave, and it's like these things are really different. Nobody else says this. Nobody else is
Mm-hmm.
teaching this in the GMAT spectrum. अभी तक मैंने तो कोई नहीं देखा, क्योंकि मैं तो एक बार और prep कर चुका हूँ. So there was no one. And then after that, I went to, you said, okay, now you can watch KTW sessions. After first RC session, you say, oh, now you have to watch KTW sessions and awareness videos. Then I went to KTW and awareness, and something snapped. I mean, something in me snapped like at that point. Nahi, yaar, this person is saying something that, I mean, at the back of the mind, everybody knows these things. हाँ ठीक है, books में पढ़ा है, motivational speakers को सुना है, but you never realize this. So that KTW sessions were my big breakthrough. When I realized कि यार अगर मैं किसी चीज के लिए मेहनत कर ही रहा हूँ, if I'm trying to, if I'm giving this much to something, if I'm giving my time, if I'm giving my effort, if I'm trying for something, why not try for top 1%? That is exactly what you say. When you're trying, just try for top 1%. Whatever happens, happens. But you have to aim that high. There's no, there's no excuse for not aiming that high.
Right, right.
So I was like, कि लाना है तो फिर top 1% ही लाना है, नहीं तो नहीं चाहिए मुझे score. So that is why also my preparation took a little longer, because I needed to be 100% sure कि मुझे तो यही चाहिए, मुझे नहीं चाहिए 760 के नीचे. So that was a very important point, important like breakthrough that I had, and I think it will go beyond GMAT for me. और उसमें you also said like I see like people, I'm kind of on a senior side of like 7-8 years work experience, something like that. So I see people around me who are partying on, you know, Friday, Saturday, Sundays, who are going on trips, who are doing this, doing that. And it makes you feel bad यार कि मैं बैठ के पढ़ रहा हूँ, तो ये देखो लोग मजे कर रहे हैं. And that this type of demotivating things, these type of things, and again I was able to tackle these using your words from KTW only. This is what separates the top 1% from the rest of the world, because they are able to get out of this rut. Saturday Sunday party करो और उसके बाद फिर 5 दिन काम करो, फिर like again Saturday Sunday, they are able to get out of it, they are able to resist that. Right. Or their aim is, they are so focused on their aim that they don't want to go, they don't want to enjoy. ऐसा नहीं है किसी का मन नहीं करता पार्टी करना, सबका करता. Everybody wants to party, everybody wants to enjoy. But the statement that you gave, that this is what separates these people, right, from yourself. So that actually kept me going. I mean, even after I scored and even after you shared, many people like they talk to me, they tell me, how are you able to prep consistently? How are you able to keep yourself motivated? I say them, watch KTW videos. There's nothing else. I mean, it's like an adrenaline shot. Right. And I think this will go far beyond the GMAT. As you said, this becomes a philosophy of life now, that I am really on a path, on a growth journey, and I'm really not bothered about this random stuff that happens. Exactly. Yeah, right. That is definitely there. And this is obviously, you feel entitled after working for a week, you feel entitled to do something else, you know, to just blow off some steam. But the thing is, you have to be unreasonable. That is also one of the things that you taught in KTW. You said that you have to be absolutely unreasonable, stubborn. Even people might call you stupid, but you have to be that person. Right. In order to get there, that is like a basic what you have to be. I'm so happy to hear this, Jignesh, because very few people, they watch the sessions, they do everything, they take some information out of it. Very few people imbibe the philosophy for life, so that's great. Also, coming to the GMAT, what were your specific challenges in the subjects, and what part of the material did you study properly to overcome? Then we'll come to your practice phase, and then your mock exams, and then the real exam. So in this way, we'll break it. So what were your challenge areas, first of all? So my biggest challenge area, I would say, was SC, as it is for most Indians, I would say. So SC was really bad. I mean, I cannot imagine how bad it was. What the difference is from when I started and where I'm now. So SC, even when we did the first sessions and first PPT, I was really struggling. Okay, and I asked you in session also, sir, I'm very struggling, I'm very much struggling. Even now, after first session, I'm struggling. And you said, hey, people do these sessions 4 or 5 times over. Right. And that is what I did. I did SC sessions, I think 3 or 4 times at least. I don't remember, because sometimes I did it in the middle of. So I did at least 3 or 4 times, all SC sessions and PPTs. These things I did 4 or 5 times at least. And I bugged you constantly about the littlest doubts I had. Right. So I think that is something that helped in SC. SC was all about that, because you have to just, I think in my view, you have to keep at it because SC has so many rules, and applying every rule in every question, when it comes over 700 and the answers are meaning based. Right. So but eventually your verbal score is 45. That shows that you aced the 99th percentile, not just in overall GMAT, but in verbal as well. This is really very heartening when you hear that somebody was struggling so much with one of the major areas. How about the critical reasoning and reading comprehension parts? Please tell me. So also critical reasoning also had like some challenges, and I did critical reasoning twice. the whole material. I mean, not the whole material, but the videos and the
Mhm.
class sessions. This
Right.
material I did twice. And with critical reasoning, actually, you say that just before exam or sometime before exam, give it like 48 hours or like
Right.
a
Right.
crazy amount of practice. So on 31st December, when people were celebrating New Year, I was doing that 180 questions, 100 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So
100 questions, 180 minutes. Okay. Yeah.
yeah, at that point, at 12
Mm.
baje, at 12 o'clock, I was doing that only. I was like, "Ki, do तारीख
Wow.
को paper, this is what I have to do."
Wow.
So,
It
so
improved, but
that
the flow came right
very
after that.
much,
The flow
yeah,
definitely.
yeah. It is like it is so different. It helps you so much. Those 100 questions? I think they did change a lot of my temperament at the final stage when you come to the exam. Okay, you
Right.
need so with SC and with CR and RC, it is very important to stay in the flow, I would say. So just before the exam, you need to be in the zone for CR and
Right.
RC at least.
Superb to
So
know.
those questions definitely helped. And similarly with RC, same situation with RC, very important to it is very important to embed octave in your mind. Like it's a part of you don't have to apply it consciously after a certain point of time. If you don't reach that point, I don't think RC is going to be that easy. It
Right.
should come unconsciously. For me, it did. I used sticky notes when I started. My screen used my laptop. I used to have 2, 3 sticky notes of Octave right in front of me when I used to, practice RC. So that helped. I mean, that helped developing in RC. And in fact, one of the RCs that came in my exam, it was totally out of the context. I didn't know a single thing about it. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it was something about classical music and their history, and I had no idea of the technical words those were used. I mean, almost every 2 sentences there was a word I didn't that was not in my vocabulary. So I was really taken aback. But when you apply Octave, it does not. You only said it does not necessarily mean you don't have to like understand each and every word of it.
Yeah, verification
So
definitely would
yeah,
help at
verification.
this.
Yeah,
All right.
so we're
Mm-hmm.
still able to breeze through that.
All right. And how about quant? I mean, did they maybe the challenge wasn't as great because maybe you've been exposed in the
Yeah,
previous attempt as well, but were there tricky situations for you in which you made silly mistakes in data sufficiency or some topics that were weaker for you? Like,
yeah. We were just doing one of those questions, 0.15, 0.29 X
yeah.
and Y. I remember that question very clearly because those questions always take a lot of time. Even if you're good at calculations, you have to put in the values and you have to
Mm-hmm.
make the equations again and again and again and again. But practicing so much, and since we had, I mean, if people do your material, whatever there are many questions like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I even asked about these questions, how do we solve these questions via email and all that. So this and those type of questions do come on the GMAT. That is for sure. I can tell you from my experience, those questions come on the GMAT. So if you're thinking, नहीं ये तो ज़्यादा difficult है, इससे easy आता है, ऐसा नहीं होता है. वो questions आते हैं.
Okay.
So those questions, when you come, like if you are doing correct, then you come
Mm-hmm.
to upwards of the question number 20. Those questions will be there. But
So you
it
followed
so
the same
happens
material only, whatever was given,
same
right?
material.
Absolutely
Yeah.
nothing else,
So
right?
in fact, the quant sectional tests that are there on the portal, they are the GMAT test. I would tell you, they are a little bit difficult, but they are the GMAT test. That is exactly how GMAT goes.
Superb,
So
superb.
even in question levels and all that, that is how the GMAT paper comes. In
So
my
prep wise, I think
experience,
now
that was.
I have a handle on it. But I was very shocked when I heard after you got a 770 that your first quant question took you 8 minutes. You kind of froze
8 minutes.
and you still recovered.
Yeah. I
So
have that.
was there anything unusual on the exam or something just happened psychologically? Like you just couldn't snap out of that for some time?
It's totally anxiety. I had already struggled with anxiety a lot.
Hmm.
Okay, I mean, the situation was that I was afraid to go to sleep at one point because whenever I used to go to sleep, I used to wake up in the middle of the night, all sweaty from head to toe and like shaking and shivering. So that was the kind of situation. So I had struggled with that. So obviously, when I went to take the GMAT, I was very nervous.
Hmm.
So when I started the paper, when I started the actual test, the first question, it is so easy. It was so easy that question afterwards, I thought like this question is nothing and why did I take so much time? Should not have taken have taken me 2 minutes even. But it took 8 minutes. At that point, it was
Mhm.
not clicking. And after then, I mean, after the first question, I saw I have 54 minutes left. So now this is a verbal section. Now this is not content anymore. Now 90 seconds per question.
Mhm.
But after that, as soon as I got into the flow, the questions were so familiar. It seemed so familiar
Mhm.
that at one point of time, I was like, yeah, should I like check these questions 2 3 times at least? Maybe I'm doing something wrong because it was breathing. I was breathing through.
Right.
Even after taking 8 minutes on the first question, I completed my session. Like obviously, last couple of questions I had very little time, but otherwise I practically breezed through the quant, and I really kicked myself. Why did not I get quant 51? Had I saved at least even 2 minutes in that first question, I would have gotten that. I know that much. I have that much confidence because every question I did, I know I did correctly.
Superb to know.
So
And was there anything unusual in the verbal section? Because that's where the scare is mostly for most people in
yeah.
India. So just asking.
Uh, I really don't think so. Apart from that one RC, but I
That's
was
right. You don't.
prepared for that you can get something out of the context as well.
Hmm.
But otherwise, I really don't think there was anything apart from it. CR was like, I mean, you will not find the exact wording, but when you study like if A then B cases, that cause and
Hmm.
effect cases
Hmm.
that are there in the material, so it's more or less the same. I mean, the questions are analogous, if you would say.
Hmm.
Like
Right.
you can
But
directly
nothing
relate, हाँ
unusual.
ऐसा
I didn't
question तो
mean
मैंने
nothing
किया है.
unusual by that. Was it was something repeated? Nothing repeats, but the patterns were the
Yeah,
same, right? Like.
pattern was, yeah, definitely the same. Even in SC, the error pattern is same. If you
Okay.
solve the all the content that
Mhm.
sir has that you have given,
Right.
if you solve all those questions, because I solved all the questions. I
Mhm.
mean, 700, 800, everything. I
Yeah,
solved
yeah. So
every
the
question.
content, yeah, he's saying
So
that he
yeah, it
utilized
is
the entire.
exhaustive.
Yeah.
It is exact. It is like exhaustive. Yeah, I would definitely say it is more than enough.
Superb to know. And what was the reaction? Because I know it was a very long battle for you. So when you actually
Yeah.
saw 770 and when you heard the official report also, because that also is a bit of a nervous moment for people. How
Yeah.
was your exact reaction at 770?
So when I saw 770, I first removed my glasses. I usually wear glasses. I removed my glasses and I like, is it okay? Is it okay? 2 3 times. So you get 1 minute on the
Oh,
score
yeah.
screen in the online exam. So I 2 3 times saw this. I was like कि ऐसा तो नहीं है कि my mind is playing games with me. So then I saw the score break up and no, यार इसमें तो यही आना चाहिए. So it was
Mhm.
like that. So then I asked the proctor also, can I take a screenshot or a PDF or print or something?
No,
So they
that's
don't
not
allow that.
allowed. Yeah.
Yeah, but
But
and
you got it
then
finally when the official score came. I'm sure you must have been very relieved also that yeah, the journey is
yeah,
over, at least the GMAT journey.
I talked to Richa also about this. I mean, the day official score, I checked the first day. I checked it early in the morning.
Mm.
I mean, even I dreamt that my score has been cancelled. I mean, it was a dream that I checked and my score has been cancelled. They are only showing quant score. They are not showing verbal score only. They're showing zero in
All
verbal.
right.
That was my
Wow.
dream. And
Game
then I
Yeah,
changer.
so
woke up
he
and
had
I
he
checked.
had a dream and he was like, no, मेरा verbal का score आ गया, but मेरा quant का score आया ही नहीं. I'm so sorry to
Something
interrupt,
like
but it's
that,
so
I think.
hilarious. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, Jignesh. It
So
has been wonderful knowing your journey and the triumph after the trials and tribulations. Because, I mean, having gone through something like this, it's like a curve completely, and then finally making it. I'm sure more than anything else, you have a sense that I can do something in life. I think I can achieve something. That barrier that you get jammed into sometime, that I'm probably not worth as much when so many rejections come from business schools. I think that has been a bigger achievement than just the score, I guess, the attitudinal belief.
exactly, sir. The that particular part of KTW and that particular rut that you get into, just I mean, it is life changing. I mean, that philosophy, that mind, that psychology just changes. It just snaps in your head and it like completely changes your thinking. So that has happened to me, and I'm like, yeah, अब जो भी करना है लाइफ में, be it अब GMAT तो हो गया, be it B school, be it whatever, I have to try for the top 1%, no matter. I mean, I owe it to myself कि ये तो मुझे करना ही I have to give it a shot, everything.
Okay,
And
so
I think,
a couple of things I want to ask. Let's say people have just started. This is the second week of this live class. What advice would you say that at least three things they must do, and other way around, three things that they must not do? What would you say now, having gone through the battle yourself?
yeah, first is watch KTW, 100%. Watch it, drink it, engulf it, do whatever you want, but you need, but that is like the most absolute importance, because without motivation, there's nothing. Or sir will teach you everything, but he demands that effort from you as well. So that motivation will come from there. And second, this material is exhaustive. You don't need to go anywhere and just mug it up. I mean, I'm not saying just mug it up, but practice like a crazy person. I mean, I would like to, like, I just want to share how I used to practice before, like for the last 1 month. So it was 30 questions SC, 35 minutes, and 30 questions CR, 60 minutes, and one sectional quant, and one or two sets of 4 RC passages, 25 minutes.
Mm.
This was 1 day practice, and next day was mock. And then again, next day, same practice, then next day mock. So that was the practice.
That's pretty
And in
exhausting.
this,
That's really, really
yeah,
exhausting.
and in this plus review, you have to review these tests, what you have made the mistakes, and if there's something that is recurring, you have to go back to the basics, watch those videos, and come back. So this is what I did for the last month. So I think this was a
And what
big
should they
diff.
never do? I mean, must not do. I'd say one thing is consistency, that don't break it. That is what I say, but I
Yeah.
mean, what would you say?
I think consistency, and second is complacency. Complacency is the enemy. I mean, you do not have to be satisfied at all. I mean, you have to uh, you do not have to think, yeah, I want to go to this college. If this college's average score is 710 only, so why should I aim for 760 and above? So that sort of thinking should never come. And consistency, definitely sir said consistency is very important. And I think uh, the third thing, I mean these were the two major points, but if I have to
Mm,
say one more thing, it would be I think everyone should be cognitive of their prep.
mm,
They should know what they're doing and why they're doing it. So ऐसा नहीं है कि you're doing blind practices. Okay, if you're practicing, then you have to review that, you have to make that error log, and you have to come back to it. What you're doing wrong has to be, improved. And
right.
I personally found that anxiety is a big factor, so I used to try meditation and things like that. So if somebody else faces with those issues, then please do that as well.
Okay, so
So I
do
think
connect
these are
with
the
him if you, I hope if someone connects now, maybe you will not have internet for when you're on ship. I don't know.
yeah,
But still,
yeah,
in
yeah,
case you have some time, so if somebody connects, do reply and really help people. And
of course,
all
sir,
of you,
definitely 100%.
I will request all of you also students to join me on LinkedIn, and don't follow me, just connect with me, because a lot of stuff I'll be sharing there in terms of updates and some of the extra sessions that I plan to do. So please be there. And Jignesh, thank you very much for your time right now. I'm so happy that this could happen for you, this 770. And trust me, the number of doors it will open for you right now, you will not even imagine. Really let it sink in for some more time. Think about business schools and keep in touch. It has been a roaring success after, I mean, obviously we know the challenges, but it really nothing succeeds like success, as they say. And just keep up the good work. Keep me in the loop. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank
Right.
you
Bye
so much
bye.
for having me.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Right. Bye bye.